Shalom, shalom. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashmi, Shai Bashim Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS Great New Stone. Peace and salutation to you, brothers, who's pushing forward in sincerity and in truth. Shalom. This is a real quick video. The name of this video is she going to be fired for this? Is she going to be fired for this? I'm going to play the video in a bit. This is a host, one of the hosts for the show The View, right? And she's going to speak on Trump's actions which he take on Venezuela, by invading the place and kidnapping the president. So let's take a listen and you see what the spirit take me from there.
But one of the thing about this is good for the Venezuelan people because Maduro was a bad guy, but that's not why he did it. He has not cared about Venezuelans at all. Let me be clear about that part. That's true.
And there's a true statement. Trump don't give a shit about Venezuela. The people. Basically he just want to put more hell upon them and gather, the resources, right? This ship said this man do he never keep it up. Let's see. I'm gonna do this. Bear with me a bit. Let me see. Get back to the just now. Proverbs 25:17, it says, Redraw thy foot from thy neighbor's house, lest he be weary of thee, so that lest he be weary of thee, and so hate thee. Right? See, this is not a precept, but it's a good one too. Keep your foot out your neighbor's house. And right now, Trump, got the foot, in the neighbor's house, right? So I'll play some more of the video. You know what? Let me do this. Hab- Habakkuk chapter 2 and 25. Chapter 2 and 5, it says, he also, let me pull it up here. It says, Habakkuk chapter 2 and 4, it says, behold, his soul, which has lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Right? So the soul that is lifted up in his side is not upright. You know, this man wicked, this man is the wicked. Right? It says, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. And for you to invade a land and kidnap the king and then come back and boast about it, you know, showing you the pride of this man. Right? He's a proud man. Neither keep it at home. Right? Neither keep it at home. You know, he's all over the place. Now he's threatening to invade Greenland, threatening Cuba, you know, threatening Colombia, threatening Mexico. Right? This man's a proud man. He says, neither keep his foot at home, enlarging his desire as hell. Because these are what this man can bring to your country's bad times. Right? And as debt, and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heap it unto him all people. Right? So let me go back to the video. This is the precept I'm looking for, right?
And here's the receipts. The Enemy Aliens Act, which most of us had never heard of because it's from the 1700s, he invoked it specifically because...
You know what, let me see. Let me try this. See what chat say.
It appears there might be a slight mix-up with the dates, but you are likely thinking of the Alien Enemies Act, which is one of the most significant and oldest pieces of American law. While there isn't a famous Enemy Alien Act from exactly the year 1600, the concept comes from 17th century English common law and was formally written into U.S. law in 1798. Here is the breakdown of what these laws are and why the 1600s context matters. 1. The U.S. Alien Enemies Act, 1798. This is the law most people refer to. It was part of the Alien and Sedition Act signed by President John Adams. What it does: it gives the president the power to detain and deport citizens of a country that is at war with the United States. Why it is unique. Unlike the other three acts passed at that time, which expired or were repealed, the Alien Enemies Act is still in effect today. Historical uses. It was used during the War of 1812, World War I, and most notoriously during World War II, to justify the internment of German, Italian, and Japanese nationals.
Good, and we're on the break of World War III, you know, and they're using it again. Trump is using it, right? The Enemy Aliens Act, right?
2. The 1600s connection, English common law. The reason you might associate this with the 1600s is that the American law was based on much older English common law principles from that era. Alien enemy status. In the 1600s, English courts, such as in Calvin's case in 1608, established that a person's rights were tied to their loyalty to the king. No rights in war. If England went to war with another nation, like France or Spain, any citizen of that nation living in England was legally declared an alien enemy. They could be arrested, and their property could be seized by the crown because they were seen as out of the king's protection. 3. Why the confusion happens. The date 1800 is often associated with these acts because that is when the other three alien and sedition laws were set to expire. Act, year past, status today, Naturalization Act, 1798, repealed in 1802. Alien Friends Act, 1798, expired in 1800. Sedition Act, 1798. Expired in 1801. Alien Enemies Act, 1798. Still active, 50 U.S.C. Section 21. Note, in modern times, there has been significant debate about this law. Because it allows for detention without a trial based solely on nationality, many civil rights groups argue it is unconstitutional, while others argue it is a necessary tool for national security during an invasion. Would you like me to explain how this law was specifically used during World War II, or are you interested in how it's being discussed in politics today?
So you go back to the video.
Venezuelans. He said, we are being attacked and invaded by Venezuelans. That was number one. Then the next thing that you know, CCOT, that's where he was sending Venezuelans. Remember the 60-minute episode that they did not want to air about how they were treating them, mistreating them at CCOT? That's where he sent Venezuelans. Then after that, he was illegally killing folk, saying that, oh, well, they're bringing drugs because it was supposedly about fentanyl, which is not where we get fentanyl.
No, it isn't, yeah.
To be clear. So then he killed over 100 people with these bombs that he was dropping. And then when he went in to get Maduro, he killed even more Venezuelans. This ain't about Venezuelans. I get that there are people that don't like the leader. But guess what? There are a lot of people that don't like our leader.
And these facts, you know, it is not about this whole thing is not about Venezuelans. Is about they moving the chess piece, you know, is a race, you know, between these top countries to control resources, right? And America is saying, hey, they can't allow China and Russia to come and control resources in their backyard, right? But it even go deeper than that, but you know, on the face of the surface, right?
And regardless, somebody coming into the United States and grabbing our leader in the middle of the night and killing people in this country, I'm sure everybody would be outraged at them doing it that way.
Yeah.
Now, I know there are a lot of people.
You know, so there's the video there, you know. I know she's going to get a call, you know, or they might take this video down, or she might even be fired. Alright, so Shalom. Yabashim Shai, Bashim Kakadash, Marcus Aklakatam. Until next time. Shalom.